Welcome to IP Famba TV. It's your boy JYD, and I'm back for another episode. It's always going down in the dog pound. You all know how we do it. And today, this guy is off the chain. We've been friends for a long time. We're gonna bring up all that stuff in the group chat that we working on. But for the most part, I gotta introduce you to the guy out of Alabama that's world renowned, that everybody knows about. When the Crimson Tide stands up, when this guy comes in the building, it's standing ovations. His name is none other than, hold up, I got to do this right.
Love it.
James Hollywood Robinson.
What's up, baby? You know what time it is. How you been doing, JY? What it do, baby?
Doing good, man. Always a pleasure. Always great to see you, man. It is going down.
You know it. You know it, man. Great to be on the show. Glad you got me on the show. What's going on, baby?
Hey, without further ado, I gotta cut right to the chase, man. We gotta roll some footage. We gotta roll this videotape real quick, man. So, B, get my producers on the scene. Let's roll this videotape.
Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah, baby.
That's when teamwork makes the dream work, man. And you coming out of retirement to be the coach, Vegas Ballers in the TBL, man, our inaugural season. It was a pleasure. I mean, talk a little bit about, when that experience of you being a head coach of a professional, minority team.
When I got the call from you guys, man, it was a honor to actually go in. It was kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, Jay, because it was my first time being a head coach and, putting everything in perspective. But, it's basketball. Basketball, you've been through it and you learn it. You learn from, when you was little to now, and it's just taking the things that and put them in to a system that you can control that system. And for me, for the first time, it was great, man. The guys was great. The traveling was great. The experience, man, it was just something different. And I got a chance to pass along some of my knowledge. You know what I mean? Some of my knowledge to the younger guys instead of just, being over there. So it was a great opportunity. And, if the chance came up again, I would love to do it again, man. It was great.
Man, it was great seeing you, swipe the shades out every weekend and really teach those young fellas what it really means to be a professional athlete and how to really be on their basketball journey to the next level. A couple of those guys got calls up to the NBA G League.
Sure did.
And a lot of that was your testament to your hard work and being able to pass on that critical knowledge for them to do that. And that's what IP Famba, intellectual property for athletes, made by athletes. That's our mission. That's our mission as a company, to really do, is to bring this technology alongside the athlete so that they can learn what they need to do to be successful, as well as get to their end game, which is being a professional athlete. Every middle school student, high school student, college student has a dream. They want to get to that check. But they got to get there, and a lot of the guys that have been there, like yourself, myself, we're trying to share that knowledge. So without further ado, man, I want you to get into.
Well, let me just add on to that. Let me just add on to that too, because it's not us only getting there too. The biggest thing is the adjustment is when we done. That's the big adjustment that people or guys or athlete has to consider. That's a big step. When I say that, you get to know yourself. You ain't got all the fans around there. You ain't got all these, yes men around. You got to know yourself. You got to know your financing. You got to know how to finance. So this is a big step in going from a basketball player to a retired basketball player. That's
That's
something that
right.
needs to be taught too.
Right. A football player, soccer player, baseball player, NHL hockey player. You got to be able to make that transition. And it all starts with the knowledge that's in your base that
Correct.
before, while you're an athlete, while you're growing, while you're going through the motions of strengthening up
Mm-hmm.
all these different tools, you have to be
Mm-hmm.
able to also add those other tools, which is education, to that tool belt.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Mm-hmm.
tool belt gets strengthened. And I mean, we focus on financial literacy for the most part with IP Fama. We have a free financial literacy
Good.
program that once kids, parents, whomever sign up for our platform, automatically for free, you get financial literacy. Second, mental health. They don't talk
Oof.
about this enough as athletes, and you've seen it. Kevin Love was one of the first that kind of came out in the NBA talking about mental health and how his mental health was affected. You saw
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Wiggins this year,
Yep.
took
Mm-hmm.
a timeout, took a break for his mental health, and he was supported by the Golden State Warriors. So huge shout out
Ben
to them
Simmons.
for
Ben
giving
Simmons,
that
another one.
coverage, right? And
Yes.
and nobody knew but him and the organization. They didn't put it out on the street and say, yeah, he's dealing with this or he's dealing with that. No, they just said,
Correct.
hey, he is free to take his necessary time,
Time.
and when he's ready
Mm-hmm.
to come back, we're ready for him. And
Right. Another
he
one
came
went
back.
through that.
Yeah,
Another person went through Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons went through the same thing too. I
that's
mean,
right.
military and basketball, those some of the highest that make you use your mind.
Hmm.
It puts you in a strain and it can put a lot of stress on you too as well.
And you have
People think
to
it's fun and games, but
people
it's
think it's
stressful.
fun and games, but you're dealing with all these elements from the fans, the coach, the organization, the players, the opponent. Like you got to be able to manage all these moving parts and still be able to rouse up your dog pound.
That's right, baby. That's right. Hey, you hit the head on the head too, because it's a lot go into it. Not playing, you know, a
Yeah.
lot go into that, man. A
Yeah.
lot go to it. People don't see it. I'm glad you hit that on the head. That was a great point, Jay.
So tell them and the people out here in the dog pound lair what made Hollywood Hollywood. How did you come up with that nickname? Tell them about that scoring prowess you had back then.
Man, I'm gonna tell you how it happened. I was playing against at the time. It was Chris Jackson. It was Mahmoud, Raul. We was big competitors in high school. As a senior in high school, well, he was already had left that year. So I was a senior in high school. I averaged 42 points a game. So Dick by
42.
42,
Woo.
baby. I put it up. Tracy Murray beat me at 42.7 that year.
Wow.
So Dick Vitale came down to watch us play. And when he came down to watch us play, I had on suit on, I was all clean, but I still had my shades on. And after the game, I came on just like we looking with my shades on. He looked, man, look like you belong in Hollywood. That's what we need to start calling you, Hollywood. And ever since I was 16, Jay, that name has stuck with me all the way through. It's Hollywood. Now
That's good.
my family even broke it down where they call me either Wood or Woody.
When families start calling you, it's stamped.
That's right, baby. It's official.
It's official. That's a fact. And
So
the best
Dickie
thing
V gave me
about
that game. Dickie V gave me that name, man. That's who
yeah,
started it. Dick Vitale.
and you know what? The best thing about nicknames, man, is that it gives you this other persona that you're able to take on that helps you actually through being Hollywood, being that guy, like and I think that name resonates with not only fans but also teammates, because
Mm-hmm.
Hollywood
Mm-hmm.
can enter the room and he can set a tone, loosen things
Mm-hmm.
up,
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
guys relax and make guys like look at the fun in it. And then after
Mm-hmm.
games, when things don't work out your way, man, you throw them shades on, and and you can
You,
hide the discomfort that you're feeling in
you
your
right.
heart.
You right. And you just like you said too. That name, just like yours too. That it makes a locker room presence too, where the guys be happy to see you. They want to see you. They want to talk to you. They know you're gonna brighten it up. They know you're gonna make it happy in here. And it's very, very hard for guys like yourself and me to get down. Even if we're not playing, we over there on the bench, we making people laugh, we enjoying the moment. Because I was happy to be there, brother. I
Right.
was happy to be there.
And that happiness too, comes from our families, comes from the way we were raised, comes from all of
Mm,
our unique circumstances coming up, and a lot of times that struggle that we had to deal with at a young age, we're able to translate to that bench. We're able to
mm-hmm.
translate to our teammates and say, look, we might think this is the worst thing that ever happened, but this ain't nowhere
No,
near the
near.
worst thing that's
Mm-hmm.
ever happened. And most people go
Not,
through that in life. And that's the thing that they have to know, that they got to push through. They got to be able to just rise above any negativity, any energy that's not supposed to be there. They got to be able to
mm-hmm.
rise above. So, man, shout out to you. Shout out to that 42. But I know you averaged 42, man. But tell me about the one game where it was like 60. Like,
Well,
talk to us about that.
it was actually 5 games
Good.
that I hit 60 or more. The highest I hit was
Woo-hoo.
66. And I came out of the game with 4 minutes and like 27 seconds left. And the thing that made me score that many points is, which is my favorite way, was like to go left. I went left so many times that was my go-to thing. And then about 4 days later, I hit another 60-point game in the
Mm,
same week.
mm.
The same week in the same tournament. And that solidified me as like one of the best scores to, come through Mississippi.
Smooth as silk,
Oh yeah, I
man.
had that jumper going, man. That jumper was butter.
Butter like sweet popcorn.
You know it, baby. You know it.
What's happening? That's what happened. Well, tell me, what was your favorite team that you played on in the league, and some of your teammates?
My favorite team is two actually, but my favorite team was my first year when I got in with the Portland Trailblazers.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Terry Porter took me under his wings, man, because I went and bought like 3 or 4 cars.
Mm.
Just getting the lead, being dumb and young. He made me take 3 of those cars back. He said you can only drive one car, and from that, I learned a little bit to kind of manage myself a little bit because they wouldn't let I was on the team with older guys, Clyde, Cliff Robinson, Clyde
Yeah.
Drexler, Jerome Kersey. So I was on the team with older guys. They was kind of set. So I was a younger guy, so they wouldn't let me come up here with all these cars and jewelries. That's why you never see me with a lot of jewelry and stuff when I was younger because they was like, man, you don't need all that stuff. You don't have to have all that stuff. The only thing we want to do around here is win a championship. And that was
Right.
big in championship. And then when I got traded to Minnesota, we made it to the championship for the first time. So it was myself, Kevin Garnett, Tom Grugiata,
Right.
Stephon Marbury, Doug
Dude.
West. We had a squad, man. We was running up and
Marbury.
down,
Yep.
man. Yes, indeed. So in that team, what made it stood out from that team is Kevin McHale was our GM.
Mhm.
So we had a GM that knew how to play, that came in the locker room, got on guys' ass, and and patted guys on the back when they needed patted on the back. So we had a GM that played, that understood and knew when to say the right thing and knew just when not to say nothing to nobody.
Right.
So
That's a
that's
fact.
what made it. Yeah, that's what made it fun, and you just got to, you know, even though it's like maybe my third year in the league, fourth year in the league, I got to just visually see stuff without talking. And,
Yeah.
and that went a long way, when you get, not getting the playing time. When guys don't understand, when you don't, Jerome, they don't understand when you don't play like, 5 or 10 minutes each game, you got to go in there workout, 20 or 30 minutes after the game while everybody else leaves.
Correct.
That's a lot of stress right there, man. You
Yep.
know what I mean? People don't
Yep.
understand what you go through that. And that's what I think that we need counselors at that time for those players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's tough going from being a starter, playing all the minutes, and then getting into the league and going to playing like 8 minutes a game. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Even though you already there, you are Jones, you there, your time gonna come. But
Yep.
it's a lot of mental right there. Because
That's right.
that's a big adjustment. Some
Yep.
guys can't adjust to it and some guys can't. Some guys blow up. Like, man, I wanna blah, 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 blah. It's just that, you have to go through that. So that's what we need the counseling too to help
Yep.
right there.
Mental wellness.
Yes.
IP Pharma, we
Yes.
got what you need. Make sure
Yes.
to put your cell phone right on that QR code at the top left-hand corner of the show. Sign up. You'll get that email delivery of the digital education right to your cell phone, to your tablet, to your laptop, and you'll be able to take it from there. Now, you also be able to sign up for NFTs. We're going to have a special exclusive James Hollywood Robinson NFT that will be for sale, and you'll be able
Come
to
on now.
also hit that right there on that button. Go to James Robinson's account, Hollywood, and you'll be able to look up his NFT that you'll be able to purchase right off the top. And the proceeds go right to his truly, Mr. Hollywood himself. That's right. That's what we are, IP Pharma, intellectual property for athletes, made by athletes. And this show is all about giving it to you straight, right from the locker room to the asphalt. We make sure that everybody gets what they need. So let's talk a little bit about Young 3.
Yeah,
We've done a
baby.
lot of good
Yeah,
things.
yeah, baby.
We've been touring around the country. I mean, from Chicago to Atlanta to LA to Vegas to New York, Chicago, Detroit. We
Yeah,
went down to
baby.
Alabama.
Yeah, we did Birmingham.
We did Birmingham, baby. Come on, shout out to Birmingham. We did Charlotte. Hey, if we didn't name your city, shout out your city. Hopefully we'll get there. We did Houston.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we're looking forward
Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City. Shout out to Salt Lake City. Y'all stood out, baby.
That's
Y'all
right.
shout
That's
out.
right. So we're looking forward to doing more cities this year, hopefully. But talk about Young 3 and all the coaching that you've done with the Young 3. Associated, of course, with Ice Cube, Big 3.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of players in that, and so talk a little bit about it.
Man, that was a great experience. When we had the opportunity to come around to coach with the Young 3 with Ice Cube. And I think what he did with it, he's opened the eyes of younger kids to come in and learn the game, also play the game, and get with professionals to give back their knowledge of the game. Like when we go, have a camp, we don't just have the camp itself. You have, the training session with the kids. You have the what's the class I'm trying to say where we do the interviews and all that stuff. Well, life lessons.
Life
And that
lessons.
life lessons was something that you didn't put in. And what life lessons is, and all it is tell you about different experience that we went through that you guys can, so you guys don't make that, same mistake that we made, and that you can get better. And, your interviews and stuff like that. But overall, traveling to different cities, working with the youth, giving back a lot of your knowledge, and to see, their enthusiasm, see how happy they is. That makes me feel good, giving it back to see that they are all into it. So it was a great, I won't say a great opportunity, but it was a great experience to learn how to take what you learn and transfer it into, to see the kids doing it and learning from it. So it was great, man. It was a learning experience the first year, but after the first year, it was all gravy then, baby.
All gravy. And you know what? We got a great team. Charles Chu Smith,
Oh, yes.
Harlem Globetrotter, Eric Broadway Jones, bringing it from the microphone perspective. You know what I'm saying? We got all these great guys that are doing it big. Desmond Farmer, now working at USC, obviously as a coach, assistant coach with them. Shout out to him and Johnny Williams and all the others that help behind the scenes. Brian Burrell, Joshua, these guys, they go to bat every week.
And also give a shout out to the local chapters that also sent their guys out to the Retired Players Association that helped us out.
Huge shout out to Retired Players. Dallas chapter, Willie Norwood. Willie Davis. Willie Norwood's in Detroit. Rest in peace, Willie Norwood. We also had Tom Hoover out there in New York, Dale Ellis in Atlanta, Miami. We had some really nice ones in Miami.
Hell yeah. Utah too. Utah.
Yeah.
So what it is, each state that we went to, We reached out to the Retired Players Association, and we had the NBA players from that city to come out and kind of help us out. And
Yeah.
most of the kids from that city knew those players because they played there. So it
Yeah.
made it a lot of fun to make the kids come in and made it easy. And thank you guys for coming out to help in each
That's
city.
right.
We appreciate that.
We really appreciate it. And we know about IP Famba. We really want to make sure we also give you the platform to talk a little bit about some of the business things you're doing to promote those things. I know you're big in real estate. You're an entrepreneur. You do a lot of work with development and even some CBD stuff. So what you working on now, Wood?
Actually, I'm working on getting my medical marijuana license in Mississippi and in Alabama right now. I have them in Mississippi, but I'm waiting on Alabama to see if I'm gonna be able to get them. The housing and stuff like that, I kind of gave it up and just trying to put all my focus into that because what I want to do is help people with multiple sclerosis and stuff like that. I want to give back.
Yes.
And people need them. And
yes.
So I'm here to provide that service.
And you know what? My daughter Gabby was just diagnosed about a month ago with MS. And so that's a very important shout out to everybody out there dealing with MS. Early detection is the key, as you know, to be able to get diagnosed so you can get the proper treatment in place. So we appreciate all your efforts, my friend. It was great having you on the show. Definitely got to come back and do it again. I look forward to seeing you this summer, my brother, when we go out there and we're battling with these kids to get them on to the next level because you are the man for the job. Hollywood.
Thank you, brother.
Robinson. Huge shot.
Thank you, man.
Big three, young. Big three, young three. Big three, young. Big three, young three. Big three, young.
What do I do to maintain? Woo! I come out and talk to y'all. Try to be funny. I do. No joke. Try to give back. I do a lot of training, one-on-one training. And a lot of it too, if I see you in the gym working, I try to come over and talk to you and just give you a little knowledge and stuff like that. But like Aaron had said earlier, this basketball thing can take you all over the world. People pay you for free. Pay you to play. So that's my story.
Yeah, we taking our best. Talk noise, then back it up. Yeah, we doing all that. So be so cold, make y'all wanna fall back. So I suggest y'all fall back.
Oh,
Cut.